Hey there, my name is Chris Mango, and I'm the creator of Mango Mischief, a satirical, retro-style JRPG that's available for PC on Steam. If you're watching this video, you're about to see me playing my own game, showing off shortcuts and going into detail about the development process and intentions with essentially every aspect of Mango Mischief. So I think it's fair to say spoiler alert. If you'd like to play my game before watching this, the Steam link is in the description. I hope you enjoy my playthrough and commentary. Alright, another episode. Looks like we're going to be starting episode 16. Let me make a save file for 16. We are starting Chaos Castle. We are all finished with the 8 medallion dungeons. Now it's time to go save King Guffin. A little bit of ominous music here. Chaos Castle. The first floor is Veni, the second floor is Vidi, and the third floor is Vici. Of course, we've got a statue here in case we need to heal. And here's our signpost. Brace yourself for a hell of a hassle as you climb to the tower of Chaos Castle. There are only 3 floors, but still so much work to dodge traps and spot secrets where enemies lurk. Move through the chambers and be sure to stay keen as you fight against monsters, both random and seen. The lessons you've learned and key items you've used should be helpful in case you become confused. For each element and dungeon, there is representation from fire and water to Stimfy Station. Rotating through weapons and accessories can help you complete this finale with ease. At the top, the group that you seek will be trapped, and to finish your quest, you'll have to adapt. Make sure you're prepared and do what you can to show that you're better than the King's Caravan. So throughout the first 2 floors, there'll be references to key items and interesting strategies relevant to all 8 of our dungeons that we just completed based on the medallion pieces, as well as the elements in their more traditional order of fire, water, earth, wind on this floor, and then ice, thunder, light, dark on the second floor. So first I want to make sure I'm completely decked out against fire. That's why I spent some time making sure I've got 4 of every necklace. I'm going to equip everyone with the fire necklace. I'm also going to make sure that Marion is not wielding a Flame Fosbury or a Mythic Mortar, because I want to make sure she can actually do damage. I'm going to give both... Actually, do I have... Oh, I'm sorry. Mythic Pyroceptor. There we go. Not the Pyromancer Staff. That's too weak. We want to go Mythic Element weapons, obviously. So these 2 Mythic Pyroceptors will make sure that I take 25% less damage. Mera will experience that, as will Iraq. Sprig will be doing extra damage because water is strong against fire. And as far as fire necklaces go, all fire damage is reduced by 50%, and everyone's going to be wearing those as well. As far as who gets the ribbons, that's kind of up to whatever your personal preference is. Just make sure that you're using all the ribbons. We'll be actually obtaining 3 more ribbons in the floor level 2, in Chaos Castle level 2. When we loot Ventanis' body, he will drop an HP ribbon, an MP ribbon, and a TP ribbon. We'll get that towards the very end of floor 2 when we're in the dark region. I think we're good to go. I think we have pretty much everything we could hope for at this point. When we move to the left, there'll be a little bit of a dialogue, which will trigger some black spirals that are complete fakes. They're just teases. This entrance is pretty dark. What do you say we light things up? I think the room up ahead is glowing, so we might not need to use the Everflame. Stay on your guard. The party is now moving together as one. And you can see all these black spirals coming your way, which will hopefully maybe freak you out for a little bit, but they don't do anything whatsoever. When we move into the red torch place, we'll see some shifting of the lights to fire. Now, these red spirals are obviously enemies. These flames also do a lot more damage than normal flames in Infernal Inferno. If you take a look at this, look how much HP we lost. I think we lost like 1,000 per flame or something like that. Something crazy, high. I'm going to use the Maxitonic All with Marion, just because Marion isn't going to be doing as much damage as Sprig will, because Sprig has water. I'm hoping Death by a Dozen Cuts does a good job whittling away, because it does 12 really weak attacks, remember, as opposed to like something heavier like Triple Recoil. Let's see what Death by a Dozen Cuts does. Okay, not much. which could be a little bit of an issue here. Let's say we use something like Hydromancy All. Actually, given that I am pretty under-leveled, I want to play this relatively safe, using things like Alacrity. Now keep in mind, we're getting hit like 1,000, and that's even after wearing the Fire Necklace and having some of those anti-fire weapons. So we have to be very, very careful here in terms of how much damage we're even able to do. We cannot take these battles lightly. Now, if you're already Ultimate level, these battles will not be difficult. If you're already high Omega level, you should be able to handle it pretty easily. But if you're Omega level 5, 6, 7, or lower, things are going to tend to be a little bit more difficult. Let's use something like Redemption here. That's significantly better than the Death by a Dozen Cuts because of how high the Smolder and Smiter's natural defenses are. So I'm going to stick to those single or double very, very strong massive attacks as opposed to a ton of very quick, weak attacks. I've been trying to avoid hitting Smolder in the back because he is charmed. Although, quite frankly, we've got Rage and Paralysis here, so I don't really think I need to be too worried about that. But either way, let's do something like... Let's do Lumaquad. Just to hit 4 times. There's a good chance we're going to remove the charm. Although I missed when I aimed at that person, at the Smolder in the back. So that actually ended up being okay. Let's Water Chaos. Sprig gets the water weapon, but Marion gets the water magic. And you'll see that it keeps alternating back and forth between that and the other direction. Let's do something like Double Recoil. I know I'm risking some HP, but we can do some serious damage here. When it's time to use, when it's time to battle against the water enemies, we'll see that Sprig and Marion have the reverse roles. Marion will get to attack physically fire, while Sprig will get to attack magically fire. Let's try to hit 4 times in a row. So other magic still works okay, but it's not nearly as useful as if you were to exploit the weaknesses. Let's... Alright, we got a ways to go as far as making sure that we are completely leveled up. So every time I hit a level 10, I'm going to try to switch to a new level. I'm also going to quickly... Do I need to heal? I don't need to heal. But I'm about to start another battle, and that's fine. You can get away with maybe only hitting 1 or 2 battles in this fire area. It is possible to avoid them if you're very careful, but sometimes it's very, very hard to do, because you're also trying to avoid the fire. Let's go with Hydromancy All. Given how I'm only midway through Omega, like level 5, 6, etc., it's pretty likely that I'm going to gain a new level pretty much every battle, until I get to maybe like 8, 9, 10. Then it might take 2 battles. So I'm kind of keeping an eye on Sprig's HP. It is not particularly high, but at the same time, it looks like I'll be able to kill these enemies very soon. Even if Sprig goes down, that's totally fine. And he's safe. He's safe anyway. Mero being raged is not good for 2 reasons, actually. First of all, as I've repeated with the rage a whole bunch of times, a rage means you lose complete control. So it stinks that I can't use Hydromancy All with Mero, or anything else for that matter. The other thing is, since Mero's on auto attack and she's wielding a fire weapon, every time she attacks, she'll actually heal a little bit to Smiter and Smolder. So, kind of playing against us. Let's see if we can do some good damage with Triple Swing. Okay. I could have actually tried Purple Heart. Purple Heart probably would have been pretty good too. Let's see if Nutrimancy can at least kill the Smiter in the front. And this should be able to finish off the Smolder in the back. Let's see if I get enough for another level up. Even at level 8 to level 9, we're doing full level ups. So let's keep moving. I realize I'm taking a lot of fire damage, so when I get really close... Actually, okay. I'm just going to do a quick heal. It would be great if I could juke these last fire enemies, but I'm not sure if I'll be able to. Alright, I got out in time. We're done with the fire area. Now it's time for the water area. I did just take a little bit more damage, so having mini heal on tap would be pretty useful in general here. Now that I'm in the water area, I'm going to re-equip everything again just to be super safe. Let's go with... actually, since Sprig is going to be using Fire Chaos, in other words, a magic attack, it might not be the best choice for me to use Mythic Skegox, which focuses on the physical attack over the magic, but he has some other weapons that might be able to enhance the magic attack a little bit more. Like, for example, Mythic Masamune. And Mythic Skegox would lower the magic attack. Does anything raise it? This one does. Does this one? It doesn't, but we want to avoid this anyway, because we want to avoid being water imbued. Although I guess if I'm just using magic and never using physical, it wouldn't really matter that much. So there's a little bit of a trade-off here between magic attack and physical attack. I'm going to use the Mythic Glaive. And then with Marion, it's really important I switch to Mythic Mortar. And then Mythic Hydroscepter. And let's go to Water Necklaces now. In theory, these re-equippings end up being a little bit faster if you actually sell a lot of the other items that you're not using. Let's do a quick save. And let's move on to the water battles. Trident Triumph. Now here we want to be doing physical attacks. So something like triple recoil maybe. Good, you can see I'm hitting for like anywhere between like an 1/8 and a 1/4. Pyromancy All. Fire over water. As far as Sprig goes, let's do some Fire Chaos. His magic attack is a little bit stronger than if I was using some of the other weapons. Obviously, Arak can do something like Ascendancy, which will raise the attack even further. Marion might die. Blind usually isn't good, although it's my healer, so... let's see. I can't use triple or double recoil. I can use Devastation to hit 4 times. Not as strong as the recoils, but not bad. If only Marion had like a Purple Heart skill, that'd be pretty good. Let's use Fire Chaos. Maybe I can pick off one. Maybe I can pick off both. So close. I mean, surely one of these quads will hit, right? Even though I'm blinded? Okay, nice. So I didn't have to heal Marion. I'm hoping Marion levels up. Nice. Got more level 10s along the way. I would like to have them all on the same page. Can I make it so that they're all like level 5, 320,000? That way I don't have to go back and forth every... That way they can all level up at the same time. Alright, we have a couple more water battles, potentially. The rest are random battles, though, I think. We also don't want to hit these water pillars, obviously, just like in Hidden Haven. We end up actually warping back to the fire area, if we do. I'm going to save here. In the regions, in the small regions that have no water pillars, like right here, there are random battles. So you might randomly start a battle against someone. In fact, it'll be the same monsters that we just beat. Nice. Okay, we got lucky with RNG there. We had no other random battles, which is super convenient. Now we're moving on to Earth. I'm going to keep moving through these pretty quickly. A lot of... If it's your first time playing through Chaos Castle, it might take a little bit longer. Mythic Glaive. Oh, this is actually fine, because Wind beats Earth. Let's go with Earth Necklaces all the way through. And let's change these to Anti-Earth. And as far as Marion goes, we definitely don't want to use Earth again. Maybe we do something like Mythic Baladon? Just as long as we're not hitting with Earth. Actually, why don't we just do... Let's actually do Mythic Ballista. We'll take less earth damage, and as long as I remember not to use a physical attack, this will end up paying off. Probably pretty good to practice that sort of discipline. Remembering that Marion and Sprig, who usually both just do physical attacks, this time only one will actually have that roll, while one will not. Now we definitely want to knock down this enemy's HP as fast as possible, because this enemy's HP is going to be getting regenerated. Let's try... I think Death by a Dozen Cuts is pretty good here. It's not bad. It might not be quite as good as Double Recoil, but I'm not sacrificing my HP, which is kind of nice too. Let's use Ascendancy, that way Marion and Mero can be boosted, and you'll see every time Gaia over here attacks or takes a turn, their HP increases by 10,000, or gets restored by 10,000, because of her HP regeneration attack. Natural Disaster, again, plus 10,000, so you can use things like Alacrity to help break it down further. Let's try Double Recoil. Let's see just how much damage that does. That does a lot of damage, but look at Sprig's HP. We're going to have to actually take a turn here to maxi heal Sprig. Ultimate Earth. Yeah, Sprig would have been dead. You'll see that that at least one fire monster has an ultimate fire attack, at least one water monster has an ultimate water attack, at least one earth monster has an ultimate earth attack, namely Gaia in this case. Anytime that ultimate elemental attack is done, it hits everyone, including themselves, and since it's hitting themselves, it heals them. Because it is the element that they're hoping to absorb. So if they hit themselves with their own element, they'll heal further. This should finish off Gaia, I think. Good. Now there's going to be a bunch of battles in the Earth region. You can't really get around it. We have full heals. We're going to move on. The spirals represent Gaia. The boulders represent... Well, you should know by now who the boulders represent. One final golem color. Black. We still want to be doing... Let's actually do something like Stratagem, increase our agility. We still want to be doing wind damage. So with Marion, I want to make sure that I'm not accidentally using a physical attack, because I do have that earth weapon on. Let's try something like Death by a Dozen Cuts. I just want to make sure that I don't lose HP yet, because they're all about to go. And for Iraq, let's use Ascendancy. Ascendancy is clearly pretty useful, especially in this dungeon, where Mero is always going to be casting spells, and either Marion or Sprig will be casting spells, and in this case, by spells, I mean magic attacks. I will just keep Marion on Wind Chaos duty. It's random, which isn't great, but at least I'm not going to accidentally heal the enemies by using a physical attack. The Golem doesn't actually take any damage by Death by a Dozen Cuts, because the Golem's defense is that much higher than the Gravelet's. But obviously it'll still take damage when we do other stronger attacks. Hopefully the Wind Chaos doesn't spend too much time on this Gravelet. Let's see. Okay. Let's just use Aromancy All again. If you use these all attacks too many times, then you're likely to start running out of magic points. But since I'm underleveled, I'm going to be leveling up so quickly that I'm going to get my magic points restored pretty much every battle anyway. Alright, a little bit of overkill there, but that's fine. Do we get to level up every time? Good. We can move on. Now that Gaia Spiral is pretty much going to be attacking you right after the boulder. So you should hopefully be prepared for 2 battles back-to-back. Just to mix things up a little bit, because obviously taking the time to pause and then heal can make the game pretty easy if you can pace out your battles, but if you have to do one after another, you might need to take a slightly different approach. And so far, so good. I just like the fact so far that Gaia hasn't yet done any sort of HP regeneration. It might be the very next turn, but we'll see. I think it is. Aegis? There's HP regen and increased magic defense significantly, and physical defense significantly. So this really slows down the battle. If you're looking for a really, really fast battle, you're hoping that that specific attack really doesn't occur. That instead, Gaia keeps casting things like Ultimate Earth, which, yes, it'll heal herself, but only 5,700 as opposed to 10,000 every turn. Let's play it a little bit safer, do Death by a Dozen Cuts. Alright, about a third left as far as HP is concerned. Well, now jumped up to 40%. Let's try using double recoil, see how it goes. If I had triple recoil, we could be even greedier. That paid off. Do we get level 8s? We do get level 8s. Let's keep moving. We got another boulder, and it will keep alternating for a little while, like boulders and Gaias. Alright, let's stick with... We'll stick with Wind Chaos. I know I could have adjusted the agility this time. Don't think it'll matter too much. Aeromantial. Let's do Death by a Dozen Cuts. Hopefully it's not wasted on the Golem. Hopefully it's used on the Gravelettes. Alright, 3 out of 4 were useful. Ascendancy. That way Marion and Marrow can do more damage. You'll notice these Golems and Gravelettes still have the same attacks that they did all game long. In other words, these attacks that have a chance of either paralyzing or doing some other sort of status ailment. Now that being said, given the gear we're using, like our Royal Regalia armors, the best armors in the game, the chance of receiving status ailments has been reduced. So you're less likely to get hit by status ailments towards the later stages of the game. Wow, this is a waste of Death by a Dozen Cuts. Let's use Nutrimancial to hopefully finish off the one in front. Okay. Marrow is blinded. Not great. That's pretty good damage, though. Let's see if Aeromantial can hit at least one. Nope. Let's use double recoil. Just because I want to make sure that we can at least get some damage off. Let's say we do something like Nutrimancial. I'm not worried about Sprig dying. Wind Chaos has some potential here. Very nice. And let's see if Marrow can hit him, or if it's a miss. Nice. Ooh. It seems to be at level 8 is where you no longer get the automatic level up. So... now we're good to go. Next is another boulder battle. Same plan. There's just a few more of these. I think there's maybe like 3 more battles in the Earth Dungeon. So it's less about the strategy of making your way through the fire or making your way through the water pillars, and more about being able to actually outlast your enemies. I could have used Ascendancy there, but I didn't. I still haven't figured out for sure if... I think using Ascendancy is probably going to be stronger overall, because of just how much better Marion and Marrow hit. So I should really make a note to myself to always use Ascendancy first in these sorts of elemental battles. That the extra damage that Arak's attack does probably isn't as much damage overall in the long term out of the 2 or 3 more turns Marion and Marrow take. Let's actually do Ascendancy. Not worried about anyone dying. Still very rarely are we being affected by status ailments. Plus the chance of normally receiving those is pretty low anyway. It might be like 10 or so percent, maybe 20% or something. And then with the Royal Regalia on, it's even less likely for it to occur. At least this one should be dead now. Maybe this one? Nice. Oh, we can't use double recoil. That's a little frustrating. Let's do Execution. We are going to level up after this turn, because we did not level up last turn, or last battle. Marion should be able to finish off this golem pretty easily, and if not, we have Marrow. Nice. Alright, level 9s. So after that boulder, spawns a spiral. The spiral wasn't there beforehand, you didn't see it, like, waiting right behind. But that's a little bit of a surprise, so surprise. Alright, as long as Gaia keeps trying to deal damage, which again you can see is very little, we should be fine. Death by Dozen Cuts and Double Recoil are both good. Good damage there. Let's stubbornly use Ascendancy again. Ultimate Earth, that's ideal for us. We take some damage, but again, we still have well over half HP. This is fine. At this rate, I don't even think any of my allies will end up dying. You might notice that Sprig is taking the most damage, by a little bit, but taking the most damage because his is the weapon that does not give additional resistance to Earth. Whereas Marion, Marrow, and Arak's Earth weapons all give a little bit more resistance to Earth. Alright, we have to deal with the healing and defending move now. Let's see, we should be able to finish her off right now, actually. Good. Level 10. Alright, I'm going to switch classes. Remember, every level 10 I get a new skill. I'm not going to do a walkthrough of every single skill. Let's say we go to the bottom. Is there an open... Okay, what if we do the third from the bottom? I would just like to keep them all leveling up the same for as long as possible. So it looks pretty good right now. Next up is another boulder, and then a spiral. And then we're almost done. Again, Wind Chaos. I think slowing them down would have allowed Sprig and Arak to go first. Or to go in front of them. That's okay. If any of these enemies are giving me trouble, I could of course use things like Alacrity, which would really mess with probably all of them in some way. Death by Dozen Cuts, just because again, 80% chance that I'm going to hit one of these Gravelettes over the Golem. So I think in the long run, probabilistically, it's more likely that I'll do something useful with that attack. Alright, Aromancy All should take out the top two Gravelettes. And then next turn, the bottom two should be dead, I think. Yeah, let's just try this again. Maybe we do Nutrimancy All. I think this one will die. Nope, that one did not die. Wind Chaos, just to get 2 hits off. Okay. Aromancy All. Since we're back down to level 5 now, I'm pretty confident that we'll be immediately leveling up. Sprig's in a good purple heart place, but hopefully won't get that far. All right. One more spiral, and then it looks like we're done, right? Ultimate Earth, that's what we want to see. Don't need to waste MP on Aeromancy all. We can just use regular Aeromancy. Death by dozen cuts. Now, based on what stat boosting items you've been using, and whose stats you've been using, boosting, and what their weapons are, you can absolutely change the turn order. Like, if you like Marion going first, you can make sure that Marion has higher agility based on the pause menu and then clicking status. And so, like, maybe hypothetically you would want Arak to go first, that way he can cast Ascendancy, and then everyone else can benefit from that higher magic attack right after him. Like, these are kind of strategies you can play in terms of buffing each other because they're going second or third or fourth. If you really wanted to beat the game as fast as possible, you might have like an ideal turn order. Marion has the quickest innate agility, so without any other stat boosting items or any other gear, Marion tends to go first the most times. Alright, so surely we're done with the Earth area now, right? Nope. About 1,000 more battles to do. Just kidding. I'm not a terrible person, I promise. I would just be terribly disrespectful, I think, for you to get this far into the game towards the very, very end, and then I just arbitrarily make you do like 1,000 more battles. All those boulders will disappear after this battle's gone. Or after this battle ends. And then after this battle's over, we'll move into the Wind Room. I think it's fair to say that the Earth area has the most battles? I think so. I think the Earth area has the most battles out of any of the 8 elements in Chaos Castle. So once you can get through here, it's, you know what, let's use Judgment. That way we hit everyone. In all honesty, maybe I should have been using Judgment more than Death by Dozen Cuts here. I'll have to remember that for when I do speedruns. Yeah, I'm pretty sure every other elemental region does not have this many battles. I feel like we've done 8 or 10 battles or something here. Alright, level 8s. If I remember correctly, we have to... Oh, we might actually get another level into level 9, because level 8 is already almost half full. Alright, switching to... Let's keep the Mythic Glaive and just not use wind attacks. Maybe I can get used to that. So we already have Earth versus Wind here. So now Marion's going to be the one doing the physical attacks, because Earth beats Wind. Sprig is going to be not physically attacking, and just enjoying the wind damage reduction of 25%. As far as Mero and Arak go, we want to switch to the Arrow Scepters. And we want to use some Wind Necklaces. Wind Necklaces. Notice here, I'm not really giving that much thought to, to the talismans. Like what I'm protecting from in terms of status ailments. What do I have? Sleep, Silence, Poison, Silence. Poison seems to be not particularly bad. I'm more worried about Rage and Silence than anything else. That's not to say there's an enemy that's going to cast Rage or Silence in the immediate future, but those are my 2 least favorite status ailments to be afflicted by. Alright, a little dialogue. Can we use the Everflame now? Yeah, that last hallway was hard to find. I don't think darkness was the issue. Everflame won't help if the path is actually invisible. Sprig is right. Let's look around for anything suspicious or out of place. So the thing that's suspicious and out of place is the fact that there's a gap here, because if you've gotten this far through my game, you know I like to keep pretty much everything symmetric. That's my personal preference when creating these maps. There are a couple random encounters. Basically, these Levabellas, which you can escape from, by the way. These enemies make up one of the two types of wind enemies you'll encounter. The other wind enemies, which we can't avoid, will be the 3, I think, green spirals that are right in front of us. Let's just escape from this fight. That was a little unlucky in terms of RNG, but we got out. So these 3 spirals are all going to be versing this individual here. He's got the ultimate wind attack, which means he'll heal himself with that too. Marion is going to be using some good old-fashioned double recoil and other sorts of earth-based attacks. Not bad, but low on the low on the HP now. Geomancy all. As far as Sprig goes, Sprig is going to be using Earth Chaos like the whole time. And, you know what, let's play it super safe. I don't know if I need to use Maxi Heal, if I could just get away with Meta Heal. Maybe Maxi Heal was necessary. Okay. Sprig's asleep, but it only hit one individual, so I'm not really worried about that. Triple recoil, there we go, 3 large hits. 1, 2, 3. And hopefully this can kill the Wingardium. Not to be confused with the Leviosa, although Levabella was the other one. Little Harry Potter references there. We did get to level 9, so we got the full heals, so we can move on. Temporal Tempest. That sleep did not work. And let's just use the same strategy again. Now this enemy hits harder than Gaia did in the Earth area, but has lower defense. So you'll see that these battles move a little bit more quickly than the Gaia battles did. And so for that reason, I might not want to waste my turn using Ascendancy. Although, quite frankly, this isn't doing a lot of damage, since it's not super effective. We'll see what happens. I don't really care about poison. What can do a good amount of damage? I think maybe Devastation can. Not terrible. Alright, we'll win next round. Ultimate Wind will heal him a little bit. He dealt like 2,600 damage to me. Alright, I don't think Umbra Quad... Well, we'll see if Umbra Quad kills. It didn't do that much last time, but it's close. Alright, Marion should be able to finish him off with Bullseye. Guaranteed to hit. I like that. 5,000 damage guaranteed. Cool. Ugh. This is kind of a little bit of a heartbreaker, right? I have to waste a whole nother battle to get that level 10. So let's heal. And let's move into the next area. Or the next spiral. And then we're actually done with this floor. Let's see. What's the rule with this? Okay, we're doing physical attacks. Meru is poisoned. How much does the poison do? 2,778. That's a pretty good amount, especially since it lasts for 3 turns. But, again, not particularly worried about it. I don't want to use a thwack. If I had on an earth weapon, then thwack would actually be really good. So that's another alternative I could do. With a rack, instead of doing the resistant matching element weapon, I could do the super effective element weapon and use things like Maxi Thwack. That way, even a rack is guaranteed to have the right element. Because in the same way that Mero always has access to every element, a rack is pretty much stuck with neutral, which isn't an element at all, and dark and light. So if you want a little bit more versatility in terms of Iraq being able to do fire, water, ice, thunder, earth, wind damage, he can. You just have to give him the right weapon and have him use a physical attack. I think Marion should be okay. We'll see. Oh, maybe not Mara. Wow, look at that. Alright, either way, we should be winning this battle pretty soon. Having Iraq use Ascendancy also would be a pretty good move, I think, in general. Especially since, again, if Iraq isn't whacking the enemy, him enabling others to do more damage is always a good move, too. Bullseye does 5,000, right? Oh, okay, it's enough. There's level 10s. Got a couple really, really good skills there. Alright, where to next? What if we go up 1? Is everyone still level 5 if we go up 1? Alright. Let's see. That's good. Works for me. Obviously, there's some darkness here to represent Stimfy Station. We're going to automatically get a little bit of experience here. And by a little bit, I mean a lot of it. And this is my favorite music in the game. Level 2 has the sped up tempo of level 1. Level 3 is faster still, but this is my favorite tempo for this Chaos Castle music. Let's equip with ice. I'm sorry, let's equip to defeat ice. So things like Mythic Skagox, Mythic Mace. We're going to continue using this sort of move where we're going to go more defense. Because these enemies do get tougher, and so having those additional resistances against the specific element is playing it safe. But there were plenty of battles that we've done in Floor 1 where I could have gotten picked off if I didn't have that extra resistance that protected from 1,000 damage per battle, or per attack. So I think we're good here. Do we need Marion to have double red ribbon HPs? Oh, whatever. That's fine. Okay, this castle is going to be broken up into multiple parts. This is actually the end of episode 16. I wanted a nice, quick episode for Floor 1. And then we're going to do another episode for Floor 2. And then we're going to finish up across, I think, two more, if not 3 more, episodes. But that's it. We'll have a nice quick episode this time, and then next time we'll have probably another relatively quick episode as we make our way through Floor 2, the Ice, Thunder, Light, and Dark regions. Thanks for tuning in. I will see you later. Take care. Thanks for watching. If you'd like to see more clips about Mango Mischief, please like this video and subscribe to my channel. The Steam link for my game, as well as all Mango Mischief social media links, are posted in this video's description. I think you'll enjoy my satirical, retro-style, turn-based JRPG, and if you have any questions, feel free to post them in the comments section below. Thanks!